I'll go back to NIPS and Access Bank again. And I want to find out what are the most formidable challenges that you faced when you were running these projects. What was that moment when you thought, are we going to pull this through? Or should I start looking at other alternatives? What were the most formidable challenges for you?
Well, for us, our implementation in NIPS, I mean, we are a very peculiar organization. So what I see really as the great challenge we had was human resources. I mean, at the time we did our own, we were going through some serious transformation,
yeah.
exactly. As a result of the cashless project that started with the central bank, a lot of things were going on. So the time we did the certifications and all the diagnosis and all the analysis that we did together with Digital Jewels, our staff, in fact, we probably had about 4 other equally important projects going on. I mean, NIPS, we are so IT driven. Human resources on ground are very, very few people on ground. So you have to, almost everybody, the key staff we have are involved in all the projects. So for me, the great challenge I saw throughout the process is the stretching we did on staff.
But I just mentioned one or two things. The first one was in Access Bank, we try to standardize the way we do things, almost reducing it to hard codes, just to make sure that we maintain standard across. So one of the challenges we had is that before we started the project, we had a big business continuity document that covers everything we're doing on business continuity. But during the process, we're told that we have to break this down into pieces. And for us to break this down into pieces, each piece you make, you have to break it down into the format of Access Bank. So for us, it was a lot of work. Activities, but we were able to achieve that at the end of the day. I think the second challenge we had was because of our scope, which we discussed, which I mentioned earlier. The level of activity we needed to do was huge. For example, you have to do business impact analysis in every department of the bank.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, and each department it's like a project. It's like a project on its own. So for you to cover everything, so it involves a lot of pressure on timing. I think we had to spend over 1 month just doing those meetings and all that. So that put a lot of pressure on timing to meet up with time and all that. But it wasn't a problem. It was because of what we have decided to do. But that was it. But we were able to overcome that as well. So for me, I think those are the main little challenges here and there we had. But in terms of managing the project itself and getting the people, the major challenge we would have had was because of the scope and the level of activity that needed to take place and the stress of the consultants and our people. But one thing I observed is that the consultants did not give up. We were expecting that they will protest. They will protest at a point because they will say, "Oh, we didn't bargain for this," because they had a permanent office, and they were diligently coming, every day, doing the work and everything. And we know that if we had gone to some other consultants, we would have had a serious problem. Because at the point they would have said, "Hey, we can't continue with this. We have to go back to the table to go and discuss price again," but it never happened. So for me, it was a challenge, but something that because of the partners and all the things, what we did, we were able to do.
Okay, thank you.